Up next, we have a Minimate diorama that's being commissioned by my homie Rich. It's actually his third dial that he's gotten from me, and it seems like we're getting smaller. The first one was a 1/12 scale, and the second one was that Walking Dead one that I had to scale it down to 5 inch. The 5 inch McFarlane Walking Dead figures, and so now he wanted something for the Walking Dead Minimates. So yeah, hopefully he won't ask for for something any smaller than this. Yeah, man, I honestly would prefer to stay away from Minimate dioramas, man. I mean, just carving the brick, man. The brick is a pain. So yeah, so I got some cinder blocks going there, and then I got the bricks. So the theme here is it's a garage, kind of off of an alleyway. So this back piece here is supposed to be, I don't know, it's I see these fences, these kind of these metal, not even fences, these metal walls that kind of have those ridges, kind of like ruffles. But I usually see them at junkyards. This is a lot of the walls that I've seen growing up. The junkyard walls, so they kind of just have the dip in the wall. So I'll paint that to give it that feel. Gonna throw in a little chain in there to keep that door locked or whatever. Beware of dogs sign and all that good, that other good stuff. I got a fence here that is removable, and it's just simply stabbed into, as you can see, I just simply stabbed it into the foam board. One of the good things about foam board and putting this type of fence is that it's not as if the more you poke the hole, the fence in and out of the hole, it's going to make it so that eventually it's just kind of loose. I didn't cut it out, so all it is foam that's being kind of squeezed in, so it should keep its form in terms of it being tight, nice and snug and in there. Some damage on the roof of the garage, and then I'm not gonna magnetize this down. I am gonna put a pillar here in the corner so that when it's on there, if there's any weight, it won't go down. That will get stopped. But I also wanted to give Rich the option of taking pictures from above, which means that I'm gonna have to put a little bit of work inside of this garage. So I'm not gonna do anything too major, but I'll definitely paint it and give it a little bit of personality. So this dial is, and I don't have my ruler with me, but I'm pretty sure I want to say it's either 18 or 20 inches across. It is 12 inches deep, but the height may be 9 inches. And you don't have to go too high with the walls when you're doing something for Minimates, just because they're small. They're really small figures. So yeah, so this is gonna be themed around The Walking Dead, so I'll make sure that I poke some more holes in this fence and give it that feel, that Walking Dead type environment where everything's just kind of abandoned. In this case, it's just stuff that's decaying a little bit, and so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do here. I may just do a whole brick wall, and that's gonna be all cement. But yeah, so this is step one, and this will be my second Minimates diorama, although the first one it was a personal one for me and I just never really finished it. So this will be one that I obviously have to finish. Alright, y'all, so this is step number one, and away we go. Peace. So there's a little bit of progress on this dial, and you know what, man, to be honest, I'm actually enjoying it. I know that I had complained that dealing with these small bricks and what have you, but as it's coming together, I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling it. I was able to throw on the sidewalk and I try to I don't know, crush it as best I can to kind of make it look like it's handicap type of ramp. Punched out some of the cinder blocks so you can take some shots, because there's also that hole that's on the roof. So again, man, I just emailed Rich today, and we, as always, I go back and forth with people who get dials from me, just to kind of be on the same page and kind of tell them what my thought process is. And one of the things that for Rich in particular, I always want to make something for him that allows him to explore that toy photography that he has in him, and so that when you're able to put something together that has different angles and you can take different shots, and again, just kind of make it a journey. I love, that's one, I definitely love to add that component to any diorama, to give it as many, as much as much use as you can, bang for your buck type of deal. So yeah, so I threw on the sidewalk today. Did the garage door. It will be a working door. These are much easier to kind of do, as opposed to the 1/12 scale, where it's hard to kind of get these garage doors to open and close. Here, just because of the size of it, it's easy enough to kind of just put a toothpick here, toothpick on the other side, and stab it to one side, and then just kind of slice it, and then kind of slide it into place, glue it, and it's good to go. So that's gonna work pretty good. Part of the deal I told Rich today is that I'm gonna throw in this pump that I have to paint, those 4 tires, and that step ladder that I'm also gonna kind of airbrush or do something to it to give it the old feel. I decided to slice a gap up there because the look that I'm going for is, again, this is one of those graded type of walls, and a lot of times there's an ending to that wall. So I wanted to just enclose it in cement, and I thought that was a kind of a cool look. And you can put some of the Minimates climbing up, and I'm actually going to widen this up a little bit to allow them to kind of sneak in there, so they can be climbing up, getting away from some zombies. So it gives them yet another possibility. Yeah, so I destroyed that little section there, just kind of squeezing some of the bricks, and did the bricks on the back wall today. Inside is still super smooth, and I'm probably going to keep it like that. I'm just going to paint it two-tone, give it 2 different colors on the inside, but I'm not going to do anything to the wall. It's just going to be a straight paint job. But again, it allows them to take some shots from above, and so that should be cool. Yeah, so that's where we are at this point. The next step is to start painting it. I'm going to beat it up a little bit more. Again, I still have to do some more to that fence, and I'm going to indent this a little bit, and I think I'm going to just put some debris glued down, permanent debris from that. I still want to carve out a little bit of the top there. That's going to be like cement, the brick. And I may do a little more damage to the roof, but yeah, pretty much this is the gist of it, and I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. So I still haven't decided. I think I may just do this kind of asphalt going up, and then that's gonna be a cement inside there, so it's gonna be like a gray color, and probably just continue the asphalt, and it'll slice right there in half, where you'll see the gray and you'll see the black. And again, I think that's a real good, when you can see colors split like that drastically in the middle of the floor, it's going to be a good look. I don't even know if that makes sense to anybody. It's just, I guess, an artist's view. But yeah, this is where I'm at. So the next segment, this should be painted. Yeah, peace out. Alright, so we got a little more progress on this Minimates dial. I was able to paint the back wall, the garage, as well as the side wall. So although it's small, and officially it's actually, I kept saying 9 inches, it's actually 8 inches tall, 20 inches across, 12 inches deep. But because it is such a small scale, it's definitely, and because I'm painting the inside of the garage, it's definitely a little more time consuming in terms of the paint, as opposed to other dials where it's just kind of a straight up, you know, a corner, or even if it's two corners, there usually isn't really any painting on the inside for the most part. So this is gonna have the inside there is gonna be two different colors. I'm not sure yet what colors, but it'll be one color here, probably a lighter color here, and a darker color in the bottom. And it'll be all the way around. So again, it'll just give Rich the opportunity to take pictures, you know, from up top if he wanted to. But yeah, it's definitely cool that I got the outside of the garage, the top, back and side walls painted and detailed, highlighted. And again, just kind of using the technique where you take a lighter gray. You use a granite gray. I mean, you can use a white, but I like the granite gray. So I usually take that on a dry brush, and the cuts, they pick up that really well, which is why it comes out looking like that. So I was able to do it all the way across here. I widened this up a little bit, and again, there's going to be a step ladder here, so it'll give another option for the Minimate heroes to escape from the walkers. Yeah, so pretty much all I have to do now is paint the floor, sidewalk. This is going to be gray on the inside, black out here. I have to finish installing. Got this little thing that looks like a lock, and I'm gonna install it there and just kind of, you know, have that chain around the door so you can't open it. Although the door itself isn't, you know, it's not cut out. It's just shaped like a door, so it doesn't open or close. Decided to not go with the window, just because, I mean, it just would have been for a look. And so I think this kind of is kind of my instead of using that window where you can use, you know, make it part of the dial in terms of picture taking, it just kind of didn't make that much sense to me to have a window when I had already kind of worked on this escape type. So I stayed away from that. And also I just think it would have looked weird even if I would have had a little window here. I thought about putting one in the garage, but again, just decided against it. Yeah, man, I really like the way that it's coming out, and I'm really excited to finish. Tomorrow I will do the black wash, let that dry, and then I should be done. It's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I should be done by Saturday. I should be done by the weekend, so I'll be able to ship this off to Rich hopefully Monday morning, or no later than Monday, and it'll be good to go. And so yeah, so this is second to last segment. I'll have one more segment, which will be just a completed dial. I'll take a couple of shots and just put those shots at the end of this YouTube episode. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, so here is the completed dial. I finished it. Actually, I finished it a couple hours ago, and I meant to just create this last segment of the video and actually fell asleep, which is why my voice is probably a little messed up. But definitely wanted to get it in tonight, just because I prefer to record these videos at night. They look better than if you do it in the daytime, and I wanted to post it up tomorrow. So anyway, it's like 1:30 in the morning, so just gonna go through this real quick. Yeah, so pretty much done. Let me see. Again, at the end of the day, this is 20 inches long, It is 12 inches deep. It is 8 inches tall. Some of the highlights or some of the materials used to make, obviously, installation foam board for everything across the board. For the sidewalk, we have project foam board, which is just the thinner stuff, and then the same deal for the garage door. This is that paper that I used already in that shanty dial, and just this time made it instead of a kind of a tin roof. It's almost like a tin wall type of deal. I put in a little lock here, just so you can kind of see that it is, the door is locked. Also threw in just some rubble, some dirt and grime and what have you, and a few of those some leaves. I had bought these leaves a while ago, meaning to use them, and I haven't used them yet, and so this is the first time I was able to pop out those leaves and just kind of throw them around in no particular order, just to kind of fill in some space, give it a little bit of color, and yeah, so that came out pretty cool. This pump was actually, my daughter gave me this. She was going through her stuff and she threw away a lot of just a lot of stuff, and there was a lot of accessories, and she knows that I'm always looking for little tiny things, so she gave me this pump, and it was pink all the way around, and so I had to spray paint it in yellow and then use a acrylic golden or bronze type of paint for that. Those 4 tires, and this is part of the dial. Those 4 tires were from a transformer that was actually my son's years ago, and I had kept it for a long time just for parts because it was broken or whatever. And I almost threw it away the other day, and I was like, oh, let me just grab these tires. Word. They're scale, Minimates scale, so I'm throwing the tires in there. And then that ladder, I don't even remember where it came from, but anyway, had to airbrush it because it was all kind of just that silver. So had to try to make it look, a little beat up and what have you. The way I magnetized this was a little bit different. Well, that part anyway. First and foremost, this fence, again, is something that just comes off easy enough when you're breaking it down. And so it's a working garage door, and I'll show how that works. And then basically this isn't magnetized. It just kind of lays on top. But what I did is create kind of that pillar in the corner, so it can just hold it, so you can put weight on top of it, but it isn't magnetized. And then was able to paint the inside again, kind of that two-tone color, and just airbrushed it. And then this part just comes off, so this isn't magnetized. It isn't, these 2 pieces are magnetized. So that's where that comes apart. But real quick, just wanted to go over the door. What I did is, the door itself has toothpicks, so I just put a toothpick, halfway into here, halfway in that corner. I kind of dug it in, and I don't know if you can see it, kind of dug it into that, and then what I did is I cut just like a little slice. So I'm not going to do it, but Rich has the option of taking the door off and putting it back on, and it should be okay. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing it a whole bunch of times, but if you need to do it for a couple of shoots, you can. But it is a working, so you can kind of do something where you can pinch it up there with something. It goes the other way as well, but it is kind of a working door. But so this breaks down here, and then just magnetized there. And back there as well. I also wanted to show that the back piece, what I did is, again, I wanted to set it up so that if you put the ladder here, you can have the Minimates climbing or whatever. So what I did is I actually kind of just created that space so the Minimates have a little bit of space to kind of lean over and help somebody climb up. So I added that. So to be honest with you, man, this is almost like a playset. Like it has all the components of kind of a playset that you would get that has a lot of different options for not just for pictures, but you have the moving door, the little that little section there. So it definitely again just gives you the fun factor as well as the option of taking pictures in a lot of different angles. I think it came out good, man. It came out pretty solid. I mean, this is a new skill. This is my first completed Minimate dial, because I have my own personal one. I just never finished it. Another project just got in the way, and so anytime that these type of projects just kind of come up, then what I do is I kind of stop my own, and I get on this, and then at some point I may get back on it, but I mean I have the energy to do it right away, or the motivation, or what have you. So yeah, man, this is pretty much done. The last step for me is just to seal it. So I have to just get some, that acrylic sealer that I have, and tomorrow I'll seal it so that it's protected and it won't be punctured too easy or scratched and what have you. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it came out pretty good. And again, for the style of, Rich does a lot of the last style that I sent him. A lot of the pictures that he posts are just crowded. I don't want to say crowded in a negative way, because they look really cool and they make sense because it's a zombie thing. So it's just really a big crowd of zombies, and there's always 8, 9, 10 different figures. So this definitely lends to that, because you can fit a whole crap load of Minimates up in here. Yeah, you have that little opening, and I kind of like it that you also have that opening in the roof, so you're always gonna get that little bit of that spotlight going inside the garage, which is definitely a good look, and you can do something with that. Again, some permanent rubble, and that is it, y'all. I hope y'all like it, and I've been going on for too long, and I am Audi 5000. Peace.